there, folks. Welcome to yet another Crazy Dad podcast. So what to talk about today? Well, in the agenda, I'm going to give you a Canadian perspective on the U.S. election race. Let's get started. You're asking yourself, a Canadian giving advice, or rather his views, on the U.S. political landscape? Yuppers. Let's start with the lesser of two evils, Hillary Clinton. Now, I'm not going to sit here and bore you with a bunch of facts about her, or her campaign, or her political career. I'm simply going to give you my personal opinion on if I think she or Donald Trump would be a good president of the good old US of A. So Hillary, we all know that she's been in politics a long time. Some may say since the dinosaurs have been around. Who am I to judge? Do I believe that Hillary would make a good president? Sure. Why not? I mean, heck, it'd be the first time in the U.S. history that a woman would be the president of the United States. The first time that a woman, not a man, would be in the Oval Office. And to quote Martha Stewart, that's a good thing, isn't it? And we know that she would have some new and fresh ideas to float about. Not necessarily, again, a bad thing. Now let's take a look at Mr. Toupee himself, Donald Trump. Do I believe that he would make a good president? To be honest, I'm not really sure. Sure, he speaks his mind. That isn't necessarily a bad thing. Far often, we as a society are too afraid to speak out, to say what's on our mind, for fear that we'd get ripped to shreds by social media or by the mainstream media. So Donald Trump speaks what's on its mind. Does that make him a bad candidate for president? No. Now, the way in which he goes about it, off the cuff, shooting from the hip, he reminds me of Paul Heyman from the WWE, who speaks his mind without fear of ramifications. That being said, in my opinion, there's a time and a place for things. The way in which Donald conducts himself is not one of someone who gives two flying you-know-whats. Now let's get back to Hillary for a moment here. Here we have someone who's been investigated by the FBI and found to have done no wrong. Now hear me out. She deleted 33,000 emails. 33,000 emails. Or something like that. I seem to recall Donald saying it was 39,000, but who's counting, right? 33, 39, 55,000, who knows? Here's my point. The simple fact that something of this caliber were to be done by someone like you or I in the, quote, normal world, would be in jail. The way in which politicians are held to somehow to a degree of above the law is ludicrous in my opinion. Now I'm getting off topic again. At the end of the day, both parties have something to offer. Some of it good, some of it bad. Do I believe that whoever gets into power and becomes the next president had better do some serious soul searching? Yes, I do. And they'd better learn to listen to the people and not the fat cats that line the government's pockets. I, for one, if I were a U.S. citizen, would love for someone to finally get into the president's office that was once again for the people. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe there were only a few presidents like that. What their names are have escaped me, but the point is, something needs to change, and for the better. Thanks for listening and hearing my opinions on this topic. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts, and we can have a friendly discussion about this, okay? We'll see you soon.